Oh, Burning Man adventure team.
Burning Man adventure team. Here I am. I represent the whole Burning Man community. And maybe it's a cool because uh, like the importance that I feel and the responsibility that I feel to talk about Bitcoin in Burning Man community, it's immense. It's like I feel unfulfilled when I'm not doing that. So I'm not living my responsibility fully
That's
out if
bullshit.
I don't
That's
talk to.
bullshit.
No, no, no,
That's
no. But
bullshit.
that's what.
Yeah.
So it's in the in
I'm
the
just
past.
I'm
I
just
felt.
I'm
I
just
felt it's in the past.
challenging that.
I use,
Yeah.
bro.
Thank
I
you.
use it as a past
Thank you.
sentence. That's it.
Thank you.
It's in the
Thank you.
past.
Thank you.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm sharing,
Thank
right?
you.
So
Yeah.
it's like I felt like because in Burning Man we have one in Burning culture we have one principle that is I'm learning about it, and I mean is civic responsibility. That's one of the 10 principles. And I haven't studied deep on what's written online about it. What does that mean? But the way I feel about that responsibility is that yes, we play in that world, we create that world, but we also live in this world.
Mm.
And we also we co-create together outside of Burning Man, outside of burning events. We also do the same in lives. And I see what we practiced with Burning Man community is co-creation, collaboration, true abundance. There's no money in our culture at all. So the exchange is only pure energy, gratitude, joy, honesty, integrity, sharing even, the feelings. That's also energy, and that's a gift. So we gift, it's a gifting economy, and unconditional, which I really connect to Bitcoin standard. And I see that Bitcoin it's a gateway to that reality. And I'm not saying that we okay, I'm gonna be the way I'm thinking that Bitcoin is just a between station between that utopian reality, because we don't even need to exchange anything else than love. When we start doing what we love doing, the magic just appears. The people shows up, people help. So the money is it's not even a side effect of that. It's not needed in divine economy. That's what his Napoleon Hill was writing. It's pure energy. That's a divine economy. And when we went, so think about that. When you and I we went to Atlantis, you remember what was your energy during event, after? So you received so much satoshis in energetical way. Like we are becoming unstoppable. We will not become unstoppable like that, or collaborative, if we're going to operate only on money or like satoshis. Even if we still, like it's does that how does that resonate with you? I wanted to ask like that, your feeling, because the energy, about energy, yeah. Like, do you feel what I'm? It doesn't make sense.
So energy exchange is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Yeah. So
that's what Bitcoin is. It's like literally we exchange energy, because it's not material. It doesn't exist. It's just information that we have in our heads. 12 words. That's our wealth.
yeah, so Bitcoin can also be called knowledge,
True.
right? And
I
so
think I think definitely
knowledge
that's the power.
knowledge is
Yeah.
not power. Knowledge is potential power. And so knowledge implemented or shared or delivered or offered without any expectations, it turns into appreciation. And as a result of that, we can start to create something that is even more substantial in the realm of possibility versus the realm of limitation.
Maybe that's what Dr. Joe is also teaching, like bringing to the table, that we have to believe that we are wealthy. And Bitcoin is a belief.
But that's the thing is so when you know who you are at a fundamental responsible role, then you can give.
Yeah.
I mean, you see our energy, right? Like we're nonstop. There's like every conversation is on purpose. Every meeting is on purpose. Every distinction is on purpose.
Intentional.
Everything's focused on a solution. And because we're driving from that level of energy, we are committed to the momentum, and we're building the momentum. And people can look at us and say, what are they talking about? Or who are they? Or who do they think they are? Or all these like stories. But the truth is
aliens.
The limitation that they see is the one that they only have within themselves. It's not our limitation, you see, because we are coming from such a whole place, and we're just delivering, just delivering. Go. People can't even keep up with us, bro. It's like, where is this energy coming from? Where is it going?
Exactly.
Where is it? Like it's almost like you're going so fast that people are saying to us, to you and me, you're going so fast, slow down. Like, hold on a second. If you can't keep up, then move over. I'm gonna keep going. Like, this is not about wasting time or energy. This is about moving. This is about going. And if you can't keep up, get into the sidecar. We're not slowing down. We're speeding the fuck up. Not slowing down.
Not because of the lack or scarcity mentality, because I want to bring one fact in this conversation, which is I have a little bit more Bitcoin, or my financial wealth stored in Bitcoin, right? But you almost have nothing. And the principle of what you said in the beginning, that knowledge is Bitcoin, and that knowledge gives you so much energy to drive that potential to and it's not even like it's effortless in some way.
Well, because
it's just energy.
People don't realize that I'm coming from a place of service, that this is not about me, that this is not about Eric, this is about something greater than myself. So fundamentally, people don't even know that, like, when I started this, I don't even have any, like, I didn't even have any Bitcoin at all when I came to Atlantis. And so and right now I don't have lots. I have a little bit, tiny bit. And so it's not about the Bitcoin. It's about what it stands for. And that's what people are missing understanding. And so because
can you say time? Sorry. Carry on.
No, it's all good. What were you gonna say? I don't remember what was coming.
I think it's lagging. I wanted to ask, when you say that you have not much Bitcoin, just to be specific, because I think it's important for this story. How many Satoshis do you have? How many Satoshis do you have?
I mean, I don't know the Satoshis, but hold on a second. I'll pull it up and let you know exactly, because I don't have it. I really don't have.
Let's like.
So
and I think that's important.
It's very little. It's 0.00. It's 0.0071697 Bitcoin. This is all I have.
You have what, 70,000? 70,000, or what is the number there?
It's 0.007 Bitcoin.
But if you take a zeros away, what's the number?
Yeah, so it's 71,000. or 716,974 satoshis.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
there it
maybe
is.
what, like $100, $200?
It's $600.
Okay, nice, perfect.
And
So
for
beautiful.
me, it's not ever been about the money ever in my life. It's never been about the money ever in
Yeah.
my life. So what I really want to emphasize here, Darius, how's it going, brother?
All good, man.
What
All good.
what I really want
I'm
to
just,
Dark in
emphasize.
dark.
yeah, I'm just in bed. Just wanted to join in and then see what you guys up to.
So good. Hey Darius, I'm with today. I came prepared today as well.
To the moon rocket ship, huh?
Yes, brother. Yeah. What was the Eric was about to say something. I just want to check it out.
Well, so what I've done all my life since the moment I went on this journey is I've been investing fiat to develop and follow my heart's mission. And
Yeah.
most people, the whole time that I've been investing, that were thinking that I'm crazy, that it's not valuable, that they don't understand, that I don't understand. And so I would pour all my fiat into this devotion, this mission, this something that is greater than myself. And they're like, you're crazy. What are
Yeah.
you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting your money? Why
Yeah.
are you wasting your energy? And I would keep going and I would keep going and I would keep figuring it out. And I didn't care. And it came to the point where, I started thinking like, am I crazy after maybe 6 years? Like, am I crazy that I keep devoting myself to this, that I keep pushing myself into this? And that's when you invited me to Atlantis and you paid for me to come. And so to me, it was like a divine intervention because I was asking myself these questions. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, come to Atlantis, come check this out. I think that this is what you need. And what I've been looking for all my life is a vehicle, a proper vehicle that allows it, because people kept thinking like, everyone would say, Eric, what do you do? I'm like, I don't fucking do anything. I am someone. I am Eric. I am being Eric. And they don't understand it because for so long this has been a condition by society. And so for me, it's actually about devoting something to something greater than ourselves, because what I see is that it's a responsibility to do something now for our future generations, not thinking in the high time preference of getting immediate gratification because it's about me, about Eric. But people would think because it was about them, they would project it as saying, hey, this is all about you. And they don't understand that it was never about that. It was about building a family. It's always been about building a family. It's always been about building a community, of bringing us together. And so, now as I'm going on these bigger deals, or positioning this major energy deal, or, putting all the communities and everything together, it's like, even with the big deals, the $83 million deal that I'm working with the oil field, and seeing how to do that. People are like, how are you going to do this? I said, I'm going to figure it out. The right people that want to help me make it
Yeah.
happen will make me happen. If not, then
Yeah.
fuck it. Like, I'll figure it
Yeah.
out. If you don't want to help me, if you think it's too big, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, and it's really resonates with me what you're saying, because the let's call them the elites, the ruling class, they are trying for years and then centuries to divide us, to divide and conquer, and what we're doing here at creating community is uniting people, and the we are one, and together we are strong. So but most of people are in the rat race, in that uh hamster wheel, and in the system, and and the system is created to to kind of keep you in that loop, never-ending loop. And when people find about discover Bitcoin, crypto in general, they see the way out finally. And well, I mean, you've been to Bitcoin conference. You've seen how everybody's on the same page, how everybody's united, and focused on the same goal, pretty much.
Well, and that's the thing.
And you know what? Oh, sorry.
No,
Go.
it's all good, bro. All I was gonna say is that the thing that really fascinates me, right, is you can go to all of these like different experiences in different communities, and when you're really like saying, okay, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna make a change and I want to help, and how can I add value? It's almost like there's a limitation. There's like they don't believe necessarily that you can fully step into it. And I think that that's oftentimes it happens because of people's limitations. So it doesn't matter what community you're in. What I believe has to happen is that a lot of even more people have to, not have to, I would invite more people to take an opportunity to say, hey, what is it that I don't see that is a limitation that I'm projecting onto another individual or our children or our next generations? Because it's oftentimes the imagination of our children or the next generations that can help us refine and build an even more empowering present moment. And so this is the thing that I notice in a lot of these like personal development or self-development or growth communities, is that they would project a lot of their own limits instead of creating an empowering environment where everybody's thoughts, ideas, beliefs, awareness, understandings would come to life and just kind of create this collective awareness or collective consciousness, so that it's, as a result, there's some sort of a solution that is cultivated in that higher self. And that's what I feel is the most important way to really tap into our creative potential, to tap into our ability to support each other, to have more compassion. To me, that is the ultimate space of vulnerability, is saying, this is what I believe we can do. This is what I can do. This is who I know. This is how I'm building. And it starts to bring this this momentum, this creation, this excitement, because I see the park or the playground is planet Earth, and planet Earth became just a bigger playground than when we were kids going to the parks with our mom and dad.
Oh, brother. Darius, I'm also so grateful that you are here. I just felt that I wanted to share that. So cool that you're like coming again. Really cool. Thank you. So, Eric, I want to
need
ask.
to thank.
True. But how to say? I honor, respect, grateful.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Eric, you were what we were talking earlier and there is some statements were thrown out, and one of the statement was that Bitcoin is knowledge, and knowledge is Bitcoin. So in that case, knowledge is also vehicle, and vehicle is also Bitcoin. Do you get, Eric? Like that knowledge is also vehicle.
Yes. So a knowledge, but the knowledge is not, it has to be implemented, right? Like there's this saying, knowledge is power. It's not power. Knowledge is potential power. Knowledge implemented, really taken and used
in action
for an experience to make happen. That's where the power comes in.
Use knowledge.
Sorry?
Used knowledge. So to use the knowledge.
That's right. Because, there could be there's a lot of brilliant people out there that have written tremendous books but they haven't really done anything. The thing is about actually taking the knowledge and making it happen, intersecting that with other brilliant people and realizing that there's an awareness that actually comes through all of us, right? That the great mirror, the great teacher is in each of one of us. We are all learning from each other. But the thing is most people think it's only about they know everything or it's like, no, man, I want to be curious about, Darius or Seth or you, Sagitas, or whoever is watching this call, because I'm curious to know what you know, because then as a result, if I don't really understand what you understand or vice versa, then as a result, there's something even more unique that we can learn from. Yeah. And I'm curious because I'm curious because there's a person that I'm not familiar with, Seth, who just jumped on the call. I'd love to welcome you, Seth. Invite you to open up your camera and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I'm holding off on the camera because I'm still in bed.
All good. Where are you calling from?
Early morning.
West Coast, California.
Nice, brother. And how did you find the group?
Your partner here.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
So me and Seth, like, this is gonna sound maybe somehow extraordinary, but it is. I think we actually, me and Seth, we met in a sweet spot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't Burning Man. We were standing by the sweet spot, and then Seth comes and he's like, "Excuse me, have you seen where is the sweet spot?" And I was like, "Here it is. You are just arrived." And then we became friends, and Seth and his wife, what's the name?
Sharon.
They hosted us for our last night in their home in West California. Hey, brother.
Good morning. I just
and
got
we
out of bed
connected.
Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you, Seth, bro.
Yeah. Nice to check in.
So we were talking about knowledge and correlating that Bitcoin is knowledge, and knowledge is also like everything that drives us, that allows us to step into our full responsibility. And knowledge is also like something I think I feel passionate to share. And I've been studying Bitcoin for 3 years full time, and recognizing a lot of patterns. And I feel it's important to share to the people I love, I care, and expand it to the communities, including Bitcoin as well. Like, I want to share the Bitcoin to the family, I'm already sharing Bitcoin I started some funds. I started buying Bitcoin for my friends and then gifting them. And I put the limit for 10 years ahead or something, so they can claim it later. So they have a time to pick up the knowledge, I guess, or whatever, if that's needed. Yeah. How do you feel, Seth, bridging principles? I don't know how much you know about how much you studied Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin is everything and is grounded in natural laws, so then, like, how do you see correlation Bitcoin with Burning Man principles and community? Do you see parallels there?
I would like I will get in. I would see probably the freedom of expression.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah,
I'd be curious for anybody. I'd be curious for anybody. Maybe Seth, if you don't mind sharing, or Sagitas, or any one of you. But I'm suggesting Seth just because you came on just recently. If you don't mind sharing the principles of Burning Man, and because then we can really, from the principles that guide, I always say the principles that guide us will be the ones that define us always, right? So I would love, if you don't mind, if it's okay with your permission, if you could share the principles of Burning Man.
I think it's safe to say I know more about Burning Man than I know about Bitcoin. So
Yes,
that's a question I could probably answer.
Yes.
There's 10 core principles of Burning Man, 10 official principles. And they're not really ordered in any particular way as far as I can tell. So I don't think any one is more important than the other. But they guide life in Black Rock City or in any burner community. Black Rock City being the temporary city in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada, pops up once a year. So some of those principles are radical self-expression, radical self-reliance. I think these are pretty straightforward. I'm happy to go deeper, or anybody else who's familiar can, if helpful. Participation, immediacy, communal effort, civic responsibility. We're at 6. Leave no trace. 7. Is that 7?
I wasn't counting.
All right. Maybe that's 10.
No, 7.
What else? What am I missing? Can you think of anything?
Collaboration was it there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look them up at this point. But I think that was 7. Consent is not an official principle, but it's one that people refer to frequently as sort of the 11th principle. Yeah, here, let's see. Burning Man 10 principles.
I don't have internet here.
Oh, gifting, of course. Radical inclusion and decommodification, which is maybe the one that's least obvious on its face. The decommodification principle exists to ensure that Burning Man never becomes what Coachella has.
So
Coachella?
Can you expand on the like that last one, and the gifting? I just want to, before you go there, like it's like that's like the kind of like give more than you ever expect to receive type of thing, would you say?
I think it's simply giving. It's a gifting economy. So, most economies are transactional, right? You pay something, you pay money, and you get some product in return. And gifting is simply giving something away for the sake of giving. It's not bartering. There's no expectation of anything in return. It's actually really a beautiful thing once you enter into the gates. There's no exchange of money, with one exception, and that's ice, which is really just a public service so people can survive out in the desert. Decommodification. What they say here is saving Burning Man project prevents our efforts, culture, and community from being consumed by the profit motive that pervades our society. Burning Man project invests thousands of hours annually to ensure we continue to have transformative places where everyone we meet is free from the temptation to take financial advantage of us. I think in reality, if you think about how that plays out, if you're walking down the street in any city and somebody is offering you something, you might show up with some suspicion about what that person's motivation is, what they want from you in exchange for whatever it is they're offering. Even if they're saying, this is free, take it. We've seen this all the time. You show up somewhere and someone's like, here, take this, it's free. And I think we often just go right to, okay, well, what is this going to cost me? I know this is going to cost me something. I know you want something from me. Somewhere, somehow, at some point, you want something. And when you take that out, when you take that dynamic out, and you know that when somebody offers you something, there's no expectation of anything in return, it completely transforms a relationship. I think you and I were talking, Sigitas, the other day, and we were saying how Burning Man is a platform for possibility, right?
Yeah.
Platform for possibility.
I'm curious, Seth. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask?
No, this is not my show. Go ahead.
I know. I'm just curious because I just want to make sure that there's space there. So when it comes to the radical inclusion, okay, because I think I've seen this in society a lot, where there's a space of so many people being about radical inclusion and even going to Burning Man. Do you feel that after people leave Burning Man, sometimes they go back into that old pattern of separation and siloed efforts?
I think Burning Man is an ideal.
Yeah.
And yeah, we naturally separate ourselves all the time in lots of different ways. Whether it's, I think socioeconomics is a big separator. We tend to congregate with people who have similar resources. Just you think about, whether or not you can afford to buy a house and how much your house costs. That has a big determinant on, who you're surrounded by. And but you can walk up to, you can sit down at a bar at Burning Man, and you might be sitting next to a billionaire or a trash collector, a welder, a maker, some high-powered attorney. I mean, it could be anybody. Folks you would otherwise never find yourself crossing paths with in any sort of social setting. Maybe in some transactional way, but not in a social setting. So it just, again, I think it's like it opens up. It's a platform for possibility. It allows for conversations to happen that might never otherwise happen. And I think it creates some presence around that, about how we separate ourselves in real life. And to the extent we're present to that, to the extent we have awareness of that, we might do something about it. If you're not paying attention, if you don't notice how you've created separation for yourself, then there's probably nothing you're going to do about it. So I think it's really like Burning Man and the regionals, all these different events that go on around the world. They just create exposure for kind of another way to be in community with people. Really beautiful way. Where everybody's valued for who they are and their own unique gifts. Like when you show up at the sweet spot.
I love it.
Yeah. And then we ended up sharing pizzas next to the temple. That has this with the camp, we have this pizza art car. Actually, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gifting pizzas, and I think that's a beautiful. If you like, can I ask you the question? Why do you do that?
Why not? It's just so much fun to give pizza to people, because people have massive smiles on their face when they show up and they see there's like real hot fresh pizza right in the middle of the desert.
And everybody loves pizza.
Who doesn't love pizza? Who doesn't love pizza? The sweet spot. Let me say something about the sweet spot, because it's maybe not clear from the way you told it. The sweet spot is a camp. It's just a camp. It's just a place that this camp was making, like they were doing like some kind of noodle dinner. And we went over looking for these noodles because some friends of ours went a little ahead of us. And so we were going to go meet up with them. And Sigitas was there looking for noodles as well. And so I roll up on my bike and I can't find the camp, even though there's a sign right there. I can't find it. And I see him and I ask, hey, I'm looking for the sweet spot. And he says, it's right here. Right here. And I was like, oh, like right here, like right in this very spot where I'm standing, like I'm in the sweet spot right here. Like, how cool is that? So, it's like people just create these, intentionally, I think they create these opportunities for connection. We just connected over this silly little thing. And, here we are, 6-8 months later now on the Zoom call together.
Boat, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
indeed.
Where are you, Eric?
I'm in Edmonton. I'm in Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
And you know, I love this what you're sharing, because I think that I mean, I know that it's so important for us to take these distinctions and implement them into everyday society. And I think that's what is the unique component of like what's missing, especially because people are wanting this type of connection. You know, people are they're drowning information, but starving for connection. And
Absolutely.
this is why this phenomenon and this discovery, I think, of Bitcoin really allows people to come into that space and really expand from that knowledge, because it gives people the permission to truly be themselves and do what they truly love to do, and as a result receive what they receive. And that's the distinction that I've noticed, kind of the parallels between Burning Man, Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Bitcoin, you know, even oneness in India, like all of these different communities that I've been a part of. It's like everybody is talking the same language and then struggling with a vehicle outside of these communities. And the vehicle is like what we get to actually bring together now by seeing the parallels, because there's three ways to really create a new pattern: is recognizing that pattern, seeing what works, what doesn't work, utilizing a way of integrating that pattern, and then finally we master the pattern by bringing everything together. And I think that that's what we're here in this co-creation, collectively bringing to life, is manifesting the responsible role in this present time for our future generations to bring those principles to a true space of integrity and alignment as we move forward, while we're building and showing it by being it.
Yeah. I'm also thinking I haven't introduced Martina yet, but I forgot. It's okay. She just sneaked in here. Didn't even notice. So
Hey,
Martina is a
Martina,
friend.
labas.
Hi, Martina.
That is in the call as well. So we met before in Lithuania, and then we met in Burns, and we created art piece together. Martina brought this beautiful idea to build the hands, and we were collaborating and co-creating. And yeah, I think we are, like, I would say, a good friends. And I guess because of we match in Burning Man principles, and we match in energetical principles, and we match in what we're talking about: integrity, honesty as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is magical to enjoy Sigita's company with our coffee on the terrace and our talkings. And those talkings are not just talking about air or something or complaining about the world. It's way deeper. I can express myself, and together we contemplate, we find ideas, we find answers about the world, our, I don't know, personal problems. It is really inspiring to find the soulmate in the middle. Like,
cool that you joined. And yeah, Seth, you heard we met in Sweet Spot, and Eric, we met in Dr. Joe Dispenza event, and been connected, bonded since. Yeah.
Nice to meet you all.
You too.
Do you feel anything sharing?
Yeah, I would love what's connecting with the Burning Man. In Lithuania, Amber Burn. One story rises up for me, what I would love to share. It was this summer, which was this gathering. At one moment, I was always striving, like many years, to create a performance, like to show myself, my feelings, my voice, to dance, or something to do unique and inspiring for other people. But I never was like going and stepping to do something about it. And what I love from community of burners, I was walking, it was like it's a time. There is a place because there is triangle. There is a place. There is a hula hop, and there is a opportunity, like just to step in and to do performance. And I would love to see if it would be possible to do it in daily life, in I don't know, in some other place. But what is always possible, full availability, is to express myself. Is in 2 hours I gathered everything, like speaker with a microphone, hula hop, co-creator who we were because he's from circus and I wanted to co-create together something to bring some sparkles from circus. Then I was like, okay, the lights, we need some lights. Then like I drove with the art car into one place, we brought lights. Okay, we have lights, now we have a speaker, a microphone, music. I want to unite, I want 2 songs, but I want to go them smoothly, not, one song and the other. Then I run into one guy, hey, you know how to mix the songs, can you do that? And he was like, well, in my time, but I was like, I'm doing performance like in 2 hours. Can you do it now? And he was like, why are you stressing? Of course I can. he makes this mix of the song. And then my trip is continuing, Okay, what else? How can I dress? Okay. One from Berners, she gifted me red bra. Good. Goes with it. Then I go to other girl, she's artist from her heart. And I was like, can you paint me? I see myself covered in different colors, something inspiring and something unusual. And she, of course, let's do it. And before starting this, I go into our car and we drive through all the city and I was shouting, live performance in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good.
I also announced my performance. So at the end of the day, we created extraordinary, inspiring and strange performance. And everything was organized in the proper way, like full equipment and everything, just in 2 hours, and so smoothly and easy. So for me, it was like, okay, this is a safe place. I can express myself. I can flow. I can, create on the spot. And also plenty of co-creators is joining with a passion, not just like coming. They are given passion, given heart, and I can share my passions from my heart. So for me, it's really like, I was grateful for that experience.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful. Where was this?
In Lithuania.
Lithuania?
Last summer.
Nice.
In Amberburn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that is. How do you feel about those Bitcoin and Burning Man culture? How do you?
Well,
do
I
you-
mean,
do you,
okay, you finish your question.
like, do you see for example, value for value? And I think we practice in Burning Man as well. Like, like the value first. I think that's why Americ was bringing the first value first. Which is I think gifting, like giving value unconditionally. And in Bitcoin is value for value, kind of known more V for we. And I feel that's when that co-creation becomes possible. What Martina was just sharing, that everything just starts appearing, and me and Eric were really like experiencing this in the last few months, that when we just start giving more and more, and just like it starts flowing, all like co-creation in real life. Yeah, outside of Burning Man, which is becomes kind of like, it feels like it becomes a Burning Man reality, like slowly.
I want to add one moment. Where freedom rise up to express, for example, in Amberburn, express myself, what I feel from Bitcoin community. There is not so much like judgment. and then fear is going away, because I don't feel that everybody, they came, I was doing performance and I don't feel judged. It's like, hey, you are doing. The main thing is like to step in and bring value. So what I feel is the same, just to step in the field and bring value, and then everybody is like very open to receive.
Yeah, and I feel like when I
talking about
sorry.
Talking about values, I think Bitcoin community, let's say people with very similar, to say the least, values are joining Bitcoin community. Same as burners. They have very similar, if not the same values. Only then they are joining that community and become burners. If you know what I mean.
It's also free choice to join that community. Like it's the same like with Bitcoin, as it's in the same nature, which is value for freedom of choice, which we're practicing again in Burning Man or culture. Yeah.
I think that the fundamentals is like culture is created by being curious, right? So whether you go to any environment, any religion, any belief, any ethnicity. Yesterday it was Eid, and I was leaving to the gym, and my neighbor, all the guys, all the gentlemen were outside. They were like cooking this amazing meat, and they're like, "Hey, come over, Eric, come over." And I'm like, "Happy Eid, everybody! Happy Eid, happy Eid!" You know, all these gentlemen are from Iraq, and you know, my neighbor introduced me to everybody, and I looked at them, and I like each person. I took the time to look in their eyes, get to know their name, shake their hand, and say hello. And this is a moment of presence, of reverence, of really holding a space and a place for another person. And when we do that, I think in any environment where we start to acknowledge more of each other and pay more attention to the uniqueness of each other, but also the sameness of each other, then we allow each other to feel safe, heard, and understood to really shine. And from my perspective, or my experience in life, is like it's when we separate, or we don't have that radical inclusivity in any environment or in any situation or in any differences, and that thoughtful disagreement, that safe space to have that thoughtful disagreement, that's when we start creating borders between each other. And I think that that's the fundamental understanding between any community that you go into, is how can we get more curious about each other? What do you guys think? What do you guys and lady think? My apologies.
It's okay. Curiosity.
So the question, can you repeat the question for me? What was the curiosity?
Is it important to be curious about these different cultures, communities, awareness, and ideas, so that there's more of a collective awareness that comes together? Because there's a lot more similarities than our mind tries to perceive.
Like it feels like that's what we're doing. Yeah, it's, and I think yes, for sure.
I feel curiosity is the good energizer to move forward, because if we go into the field of investigation, yes, and with a curiosity, then we are open, and it's even we found some similarities, it's just bringing confirmation. Yes, there is something that we need. There is something that we thrive for.
And I guess
So would
the curiosity leads us to find our tribe, to find our community, because, well, we're curious if there's another weirdo like me in this world. And once you find find out that you're not the only one weirdo, that elevates you, and then you realize that well, maybe I'm not that weirdo.
Maybe everybody's a weirdo.
yeah.
And that's also one thing. That's also one thing that I want to bring to Bitcoin. That's one of the principles we keep on reminding to each other in a community. Stay weird. Don't forget the weird part. Like everything in creation, like make it a little bit weird. So it's kind of like it. And I guess that also it's encouraging to stay humble and bring asymmetry in the way we create, and don't start take life too serious. Kind of remain playful. That I see also in emerging, or it's already been there established. I just start recognizing. I don't know, but it's in Bitcoin community as well.
I want to add. I want to share that finding the tribe, it is a healing process itself. And I had the experience from music therapy, where I am studying and investigating how we can support and heal each other. And there was beautiful exercise when we were all together in a group. And the task was, the teacher just gave us numbers. And we knew only the song that it is. For example, I got my song, Sigitas got his song, like different songs. But there was my pair or my group that we have the same song, and we didn't know. And then everybody at one moment, we started singing our song. And it was so interesting. And we were walking with the eyes closed. And after, when we were sharing, everybody was at the beginning, most of all of participants were afraid, because I'm alone, I'm going with my song, I'm alone, I hear some other songs around, and the feeling was like, I'm lost, I don't know what's happening, very like dark, also shadows coming up, what to do. And eventually I heard the same song I was singing, and I, with my closed eyes, entered that person, and we were together singing the same song, 2 or 3, I don't know how many of us, but I heard that my song and the other is singing and one more singing. Okay, I found my tribe, and eventually I was feeling so safe and cozy. Okay, I will survive, I'm not alone. Okay, so this is the interesting point. I was at the beginning already with a group of people, but I was feeling afraid and I was feeling alone with my own song, with my own problem. But when I come into the little group of people that we were connected with the same words, with the same rhythm, I was, okay, I will survive. So this is the thing in this world. We are surrounded with people, but sometimes we feel so alone, even in our family. And when we come to Burning Man, the Bitcoin community, to the community where we thrive together and we share ideas and we feel connected, talking the same language, body language, movement, music language, whatever we feel like, silence language, then we feel supported. And this is the process of healing as a humanity heal. Like one person healed, whole humanity is healing already.
Like talking in the same language, I guess. Like I would like to add, like like I guess values that we strive and thrive, like for for something that maybe we cannot recognize, but is the same. Yeah, it unites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I
Yeah.
guess, resonates to me to what I found here in Bali, that there's a concept of wounded healer, that only if you are going through your own shit and you've been through a lot of, let's say, turmoil, you're wounded, you're with trauma, but you're not the only one. And by sharing and talking and expressing yourself, you can heal another heart, you can heal another person who's going through similar things. So so yeah, the tribe and the language is definitely super important.
It's interesting because it's like it comes back to that complete expression, that safe freedom of expression, right?
Yeah.
Where there is no judgment, there is full radical inclusion. You know, like it really starts to come back to these fundamentals, right? And I think that's important when we're building anything, when we're building a community, when we're building a business. You know, it's all the same, but fundamentally it's about how can we get more people involved, because human potential is actually the real gift. Human potential, human energy is actually the real like value that we're delivering to the world, to each other, right? The time, the energy, the resourcefulness in our minds, how we're integrating that with our speech and our communication, our body language, our facial expressions, our actual the words that are coming out of our mouth. So I think this is really important, and it's interesting to hear all of you guys kind of echo that, you know, in the way that you're being. I'm curious, Seth, what are you working on down in the South, like down in California?
Well, I'm a community builder by profession. I work at a Jewish community center, and we have about I think 16,000 or so weekly visitors to our center, all sorts of people, Jews and non-Jews. JCCs, what for those of you who have heard of JCCs, Jewish Community Centers, they're all around the world, but there's about 170 of them in North America, and about 1.5 million walk through the doors of JCCs every week across the continent. And about 500,000 of those folks are not Jewish. So it's really an extraordinary platform for scaling good ideas, because there's so many people who engage. So I've actually been in the middle of a project to scale burner culture through the JCC platform. I'm doing it locally right now, and hope to expand it beyond my site. But yeah, you know, just trying to create more space for people to come together and feel seen and feel like they matter. You know, on this topic of trauma, one of the things I like to think about is you've got big T trauma and little T trauma. You've got big T trauma, which is, let's say, acute trauma. You know, maybe you've been a victim of some kind of sexual violence, or somebody close to you unexpectedly passed away, or, you know, there's any number of ways we could describe big T trauma. And some of us have been fortunate to avoid that in our lives. And I know not all of us, of course, but this little T trauma, this more blunt trauma, we all have that. You know, these are the little nicks you get every day when you're walking around through life and somebody says something that just hurts. Somebody just makes some comment, you know, like you're driving around and somebody flips you off, and you know, you don't know why. Like little T trauma, right? You move on from it, and you don't spend too much time thinking about it, but you have this little moment of pain, and maybe you get that in, you know, a relationship you're in, or in your workplace, or you know, just wherever you are. And I think you know, it's just, we're surrounded by it. It happens all the time, every day. And so everybody's everybody's walking around with some pain. Some of us with a lot of pain, and some of us with less pain, but we all have pain. So I think if you're present to that, and have compassion for people that you meet, and however they show up, just like, okay, somebody's being an asshole. Well, this is probably just a manifestation of their pain. The world would be a much better place if we just all had this compassion and could see this little t trauma that we're all carrying around. It's just sort of, building up constantly. So I think bringing people together and creating these spaces for belonging and for joy, for meaning, for connection is the antidote to that. Help us to grow and be creative and do good things for each other. So
and what do you feel like you need most right now?
What do I need most right now? More Bitcoin.
And what would you do? Let's say I like 1,000 Bitcoin. What do you do? What is your actions in life? What do you do with it? How do you use it? Because like, what's the point of having it in the end?
Yeah, I think with unlimited resources, I just remove financial barriers for participation in things that matter. That's a big issue. Is things cost money to put on programs. It costs money to create, and in the burner community, either people have resources or they go out and fundraise to create their gifts, whether it's an art car or a piece of a sculpture or serving pizza, whatever. And that removes those financial barriers, right? Once you're inside the gate, there's no financial barriers. Everybody's able to participate in everything. Doesn't matter how much money you have. So, I think to the extent we can remove financial barriers to participation, we create access for people to engage, to show up and to be curious and to learn about other people and to become present to the ways that we're the same relative to the ways that we're different. You don't need to do much to see how we're different. That shows up all the time. You need to get to know people better to see how we're the same. I think that we're similar. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would remove financial barriers. That's what a lot of people do with their excess wealth, right? They give it to nonprofits so that they can do their work, oftentimes for services for no fee. But I don't really need a lot. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I get to do this really great work, and I have surrounded by people I love, and hanging out on this call, meeting all you lovely people. Can't complain.
I think that's the beauty part, is like recognizing that wealth within and then being able to funnel that abundance toward what we really love. And then as a result, having all of the people in the community that are in alignment with that to then be on the mission alongside, so that it's actually becomes an infinite level of human resource, which actually then is even more empowering than any financial barrier we can put on us, because then the wealth of the human and the community comes together to co-create in manifestation of building and delivering their value in the way that they choose to really attach itself to more shared purpose that unites and drives and builds more of this safe space.
Yeah, I think there's also a piece around when I say removing barriers to participation, financial barriers to participation, acknowledging the opportunity to give things other than money in order to be a part of a community, to give time, to give the gift of your creative energy. And I'm kind of working on this thesis that a robust community is a community where everyone participates, where everyone gives generously from their heart in whatever way they can. And so there's just no room for someone who says, I can't give anything. I can't give anything. I'm only taking. Right. That's just not helpful. So I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I can't participate because I can't give money. I don't have enough money to pay for a ticket to this program. I don't have enough money to be a donor or whatever. There's lots of ways we value money, and to expand that and say, everybody's welcome in this community as long as you give something of yourself, give generously of yourself in whatever way you can, and we can really see and acknowledge those gifts. I think that's how you build strong communities.
There's a quote that I wrote down from one of the books that I read, Bitcoin Standard, and it's like, how can we actually serve one another instead of serving money? It's really beautiful because it's really what you're saying. And the service of our money is only as powerful as the height of its purchasing power. So if the dollar amount is not even valuable because of inflation, then what are we really trading our time for? You know what I mean? Like the real value here is actually one another's energy and serving each other. That's the real value. That's the real wealth. If we're not serving for a dollar amount that was manipulated and inflated and printed whenever it was felt like based off creating another, then we would be serving one another. We wouldn't be serving the money. So from my perspective is like, that is exactly the thesis that you're speaking of, brother, and is really what is already existing inside of the Bitcoin community, and why it was delivered with such a unique philosophy, because it literally brings together people from this type of perspective. What you're sharing, by the way, what like your heart stands, what your heart is literally like already wanting to speak, it is what Bitcoin brings to the table. And this is why it's so beautiful to see these parallels. I invite you, if you have a moment, to read that book, The Bitcoin Standard. It will tell you a lot about just the economic philosophy. And I mentioned this, I think, to everybody I meet, but it's so profound.
The author is Saifedean, is that right? Saifedean?
Correct. Yeah.
Saifedean the Moose, yeah.
Yeah. I've listened to his podcast a little bit. Thank you for the recommendation. I think nobody, I'm sure all heard, nobody's on their deathbed is saying, I wish I worked more. Right? Like when you're dying, what's important to you is your relationships, the people that you have in your life.
Yeah, which is again one of the main characteristic of Bitcoin network is peer-to-peer network. So there is direct connection outside of Burning Man, right? So we have that direct exchange where nobody can manipulate our energy in between. So we can just distribute wealth the way we want, with no permission, no like there's nothing in between except machines, something that holds it.
Well, like again, this type of behavior that you're also speaking of is Napoleon Hill writes about it in his book Law of Success. It's talked about by Andrew Carnegie when he was building during the steel fabrication industrial evolution. It talks about also even Henry Ford when he's like, how can I create something that is so easy to create and give more than I ever expect to receive. And so it's fascinating that these like the ones that have built empires, they actually thought like this, right? And it's about actually delivering way more value than we ever expect to receive in return.
It's been nice chatting with you all. I have to jump off. Unexpected, lovely conversation this morning. Nice to meet
Yeah,
everybody.
so we're gonna
Nice,
continue
nice
that
to meet you, man.
every week, Seth. So you're welcome. And yeah, if you feel somebody needs to join this, to check it out.
Are you on Telegram, Seth?
Yes.
Do you want us to send you the link to the community group?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Sigitas, you can send that to me, yeah?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Thanks for joining, or appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
See ya. Bye.
Hey, brother. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you all.
All right, I guess we also over an hour already, but I don't know if anybody is in time here. Do we still care about time in this group?
Well, right now I don't have any other meetings, so I'm okay. But if you guys want to keep chatting, I'm happy.
Are you
chatting
guys
with you.
going to? Are you guys going to Bern this year?
To which one? The Amber Burn?
No, the Bern.
The Burning Man. My intention is to not to miss a single Burning Man for the whole future, literally, because of those practices. It's just so cool, the experience. Yeah. So, but I have no
Cool.
tickets. But the same last year happened. 1 week before the tickets arrived, and we decided to go to Burning Man. It's like for me, it's somehow like it feels far to plan, even to think about planning. That's why I say, like, the intention is there, and then the universe will do the job, like how orchestrate.
Yeah. I also
I got 2
planted
tickets.
What do you say?
I got 2 tickets.
Amazing. See, Martina never been. Maybe Martina needs to go there. Martina, if you have spirit.
Well, what I have that one spare ticket, but the one from Raccoon community, from Raccoon camp, one girl from Australia already kind of reserved it. But at the moment, I got those steward tickets, and at the moment it's not transferable. So I think after this main sale, they will allow ticket transfers. So yeah. Sorry, so it's booked. The spare one is booked.
Claimed already.
Yeah.
Most important, like to plant a seed, and this is everything is growing by its own flow and time.
So me and Martina, when we built this, or like there was of course more people, but like because we are here now. When we built this the sculpture of hands in Amber Burn, and she has this beautiful necklace made miniature of our sculpture. I don't know if you see.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and after that, we had when during the building and everything, we were exploring, and then we found this beautiful way that is very touching to meet each other, and it's actually, I feel a bit vulnerable even now, like to show it, because it's very, for some reason, I don't know, it feels so sensual, so vulnerable, and I don't know, would you up for demonstrating it? Like,
of course. I always feel passionate, and I love to share this.
So let's say I take the phone, so we have it somehow here, and so what the way it came out to say hello, or I see you, I feel you. What is,
it is the feeling how it rised up. I was like sitting and contemplating with those hands, and it's like if you do like this, there is a heart shape, yes, and the same as if I take just my heart out of my body, it's just something like, I don't know, like the same one hand. It's just a hand, but when 2 hearts come together, like 2 hands, is the heart shape. So this is the feeling that we are here to share, to keep half of the heart, like for ourselves and to share. And the connection that I put my hand here before, I give myself love. I feel myself love. I feel the connection with my body, with my soul, with my essence. And it's so good. And when I see Sigitas or other person on this earth, I just share this and we co-create. Then our heart is meeting together because this is the feeling that is, you see, it's absolutely going together. Our heart meet together. And
It's beautiful.
saying
It's beautiful.
the heart.
And Martina has the dream to bring this kind of sculpture to Burning Man and build the shape of two hands holding like this to as a sculpture.
Yes. I have never been in Burning Man, but I have this deep feeling that when I come there, it will be with a sculpture. It's like I know from the universe. It's like, yes. So eventually it will happen.
Entering like a pro, I would say.
You'll manifest it. You'll manifest it for sure.
That's the point. I think that's why the certainty in her is that's how it's gonna happen, and like she doesn't think how. Like that's the universe part, you know, like to bring everything together and to make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true trust. That's true trust, true surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Guzi. Well, I feel, should we wrap it up?
Darius, are you going to bed?
I guess, guys.
Are you going to bed, brother? You look like you're ready to sleep.
I am, man. I am. Last night I fell asleep probably like 3:30. Was just like on the phone, on the computer, couldn't just like fall asleep. And you know, when you're on your phone or computer, the blue light just irritates your brain, and then you just kind of can't really fall asleep. So, and I woke up like around maybe 8 or so. So yeah, I feel kind of tired today.
Yeah. Darius, if you somehow need a mission, we're building a pink rocket here. We're gonna start in a few weeks building it, and I would be fun if you have time and energy and you would like to be a part of that. You're more than welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at best, I'm thinking to go back to Lithuania around mid-June. So maybe on the way there, I could stop over.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's mid-June, you know.
So yeah, the Pink Fest is in the end of May 31st, and that's why.
Okay.
But so the rocket needs to be built or wants to be built.
Calling to be built.
There, calling to be built. Yeah, or it's already there. It's just we have to imagine enough. We have to imagine enough.
Well, in that case, I'll help you to build with my mind, with my energy, with my prayers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to share gratitude for opportunity to share this call and to receive all the knowledge and ideas, what we were sharing together. And one soft and beautiful, inspiring moment was before I was coming here, because I was like feeling a little bit in low energy, more inside of me. I was like, I don't know, I will come. If I come, I don't know, I will feel. And I went a little bit into the field, and I was like, from somewhere, got this idea. Okay, enough is enough. I release this bullshit, what was babbling in my brain. I was like, I'm just releasing those stuff. It's time. I don't put any more energy in that situation where I was thinking and thinking and thinking. And then I came here into this place, and our friends were like, look, eagle,
Really? That's where you were looking.
Yes, it was amazing, huge eagle. And with eagles, it's like second time I received this message, the huge support. And my heart was like, yes, thank you for support. Yes, yes. Like I like the idea what I was sharing here, there, I came and it was like, yeah, we hold you. Really is that? I come. And I was like, okay, it's time to join the call also. And it was beautiful. It was the right moment. So what I say is the right moment. We have support from everywhere. Just what we need is like what I need is just give this notice for myself and just be curious. I'm curious, and then is everything happening.
Yeah.
With the flow. Or on the wing.
Thanks for sharing. I missed the
Thanks for
eagle,
sharing, and,
but
and thanks for being the only lady in our very very masculine community.
I want to
during
really
adventure.
also just acknowledge that because I have a huge eagle on my shoulder here that I have on my masculine side that points to the sky and has a big crown on it. And it's always been like the bodhisattva of wisdom and compassion for me. So by you sharing this, it also the fact that you saw the eagles and then you came and opened up is a very big meaning, and it's all intentional when we can start to see the pieces and pay attention to what's being offered.
Yeah, the signs are
And one
everywhere.
more.
You just need to
Yes.
open your eyes and see them.
Exactly.
And this is my drinking bottle. It has also Brave Explorer. Great. Thank you.
Another great meeting. I'm so grateful for you all, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all. Let's keep growing.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Absolute pleasure as always.
With love. See you soon somewhere, somehow.
Be safe.
Be safe.